Afternoon guys, welcome back to Gaz's Koi Pond. Well, I just thought I'd let you have a look at what we've been up to, what we've been getting on with, and what we're in the process of making a start of. Yesterday was Easter Sunday, got the lawn cut, a little bit of an Easter egg on for my grandson, and decided that I'd make a little bit of start just before they got here on a bit of the filter system. So the next problem arose then when I tried to see if I could actually, excuse me one second, when I tried to see if I could actually get myself all the bits and bats and parts that I needed. Easter Sunday, so not very many places were open. So what we have done and what we have got up to press is this. One length of pipe there, an old spare piece of pipe there. I'll just move that coffee to one side. Bag of elbows, a bag of teas, and also inside there is some 1.5 inch gate valves, and then some 2 inch bulkhead connectors and some 1.5 inch bulkhead connectors. So this is the theory, this is what we're going for, and this is the little bit of the start which I've made so far. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yes, you can, that's good. If you look down in there, you can see there is a bulkhead connector, and if I point this to as more of a, hopefully it'll show up a little bit more. Bulkhead connector coming through the bottom, piece of pipe working with an elbow, and that elbow there is literally about 3mm off the base of the bottom of the system. So when I then stick this back up on here so you can see, when I then now, excuse the mess, there's bits and bats everywhere, let's turn this torch off. When I connect up the gate valve to said bottom of the drum, and all I did, guys, just so you know, is there's the offcut that I've just drilled out. I used my cordless drill with, I mean, end of the day, a bit rusted, but still does job, still sharp. Basically just bored out this. I mean, yes, alright, the actual drill bit in the centre is not actual use, but if you hold the barrel firm enough and you hold the drill firm enough, you know, bracing it between your legs and holding it with your hand, you can start the drill bit off just by touching in one edge. Once you get that little bit of a groove in, you can recut over. It would have been more difficult on something that needed to be, you know, 100% perfect decorative kind of thing, but basically all I'm doing is trimming out this actual hole. The original hole, that's for the tap to make them, so hopefully we'll be able to see this when I open this up. Remove that. The hole goes straight through, and then a little elbow down so that it can suck up all the rubbish and all the muck, literally from 2 to 3, maybe 3mm off the base of the drum. Now the reason why I've done that rather than the cage connectors that a lot of people use is because those cage connectors don't actually get perfectly flat to the bottom. This way, having the hole here and the elbow down and it only having a gap sort of like that sort of size, it's too small of a gap for any of the K1 media to go through, and it's just enough of a gap for it to be able to draw everything up off the base. With the pressure of the water flushing and flowing through, it should draw it all out. This is my idea. I'm not saying it's going to work, but it's going to be a process of elimination. We're going to get to find out together. So that'll be in like so. This will be solvent welded on, and then we will have, one second while I grab one elbow into, and then the next one will have one T-junction to, again, another T-junction with said gate valves for this one here, and then a said gate valve for this one here. So the 3 gate valves, so that I can boil one up, flush it off, boil one up, flush it off, drain away, flush it out, and retop the system back up. The feed will be coming in on 1.5 inch, and it's not going to be at this side, but in this kind of area. They're going to be coming in about here, but on this side I'm going to be moving all these over slightly so that I can get it. So the bulkhead will come through from the feed from the pond, from the retro bottom drain into the first barrel. When I haven't made my mind up yet whether this is going to be a jack matting stood vertically in the barrel, so it'll come in, filter through, and then the first of the big 2-inch bulkheads will be going in here, angling down to this one here, and then again from here angling down. Now this might be the only issue that I've got. It's going to be very close to the top of that, so I might be able to slightly put these gate valves on a little bit of an angle just to give myself some clearance, but that's not an issue. It just means I won't be banging the bottom of this fitting. If you can see that there, if I have it central sort of there, then that gate valve will be extremely close, and it'll still be openable, but it's just going to be a bit more awkward. So it'd be extremely close to it to get your fingers close to it to be able to open and close it. So if I kick them slightly to the left or the right, one or the other, then in fact might be an idea to kick them all over this way, and if I ever need to be over there, I'm not going to catch it or pull a handle or anything. So that might be the kind of style we'll be going from. Then the elbow in, so the secondary one, let me just put this in so you can see, into this one. So you've got that to that to that, pipe in between obviously, and again pipe into that, and then straight out. That'll be my flush out waste, and it will be going to the back of the shed, which is basically just, it's a corner shape to the back corner of my garden, and it's just dead space, dead land that I don't use. It's literally just a soil bed that's about maybe 1.5 meters deep in soil, and some of the soil that I took out of the pond when I dug it out. Now the other one is, as I do like to say, I always show the good, the bad and the ugly, as Jack would always call it as well. I don't try to hide anything from you guys. I had a little bit of an issue with a said mouse that chewed through my wiring underneath here. Now look at that. Yes, it's still clear, but my water is going green. I've just taken the lid off. I've just wired it back in, and I've got my ultraviolet working again. Obviously, family weekend being Easter holidays, the green water's not going to do the fish any harm. It just means we can't see them as good. So hopefully, fingers crossed, a couple more days should be nice and clear again, and then I should have my other parts, which will be my retro bottom drain, to go in, plumb up, across, and marry up. So I'm going to get the system all, this part done, all the waste flush away system done, all the bulkhead fittings in and fitted. Now the only trouble that I've been struggling is to get hold of any pipe that will fit in this, which will then again delay me a little bit, but I can make a start and get a going on it, which is what I want to do. I've got all week off, so I only need to wait a day or two till shop's open back up again, and we can get something sorted. So right, that's the plan, that's the idea. This is the process so far. This is what we've got. Get these all drilled out, get the same on the inside. What I'm going to do now, before I do anything else, is I'm going to partially fill this barrel up and make sure that this bulkhead fitting there doesn't leak. And what I've done is basically, what I have done is the bulkhead fitting, PTFE tape. They don't come with any washers. Now I don't know if they're supposed to do, but from my supplier they definitely didn't do. So all I've done is I've wrapped absolutely loads of PTFE tape all the way around said fitting. Oh sorry guys, I might have been showing you there. Wrapped loads of PTFE tape around the fitting, passed it through the barrel, nut on the inside, and nipped it up nice and tight. Now that did take some doing. Can anybody spot why it took some doing? Let me get that torch again so you can see. fittings in the bottom, the bulkhead's down there, and the unfortunate thing is I can't reach that far down, so that was well difficult to get to. What I had to do was a pair of grips for the nut on the inside, nipped it up, and then I used these bad boys. Wrapped a cloth round the actual fitting, and the more you push on these, the tighter they get. So basically just a bit of cloth round it. I'm not going to put any pressure on it now because I don't want to damage it, but I put a cloth round, got hold of this, tweaked it up, give it a push over and nipped it up to it nice and tight, and it went very tight. So I think if I tighten it anymore we'll probably get a crack. Now PTFE tape is called PTFE for, first of all, it's plumber's tape for everything, and it is basically a way of making your own seal. There is no need for CT1 on joints when you're putting a plumber's seal PTFE tape on it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got enough on. Worst case scenario, we might have to back it out again, put a little bit more on and nip it back up again, but the actual seal itself is created by the PTFE tape. So basically that will make the seal, and then I haven't got no any forms of silicone or anything in there that over time could perish or, you know, break down and then end up being floating back into the pond. I'm not saying it would be a bad thing, but I would rather create a seal. Now I would have really would have rather these came with a little rubber seal, but again, long-term use, those perish too. Now I know this stuff is designed for this job and plumbers use it a lot, and it does the job and it works in commercial plumbing, so it should work exactly the same on pond plumbing. We'll see, we'll get to find out together. So obviously in this tiny little shed I ain't got really anywhere that I can put my camera so that I can film it, but what I can do is show you stage by stage and bit by bit and see how we progress. But the next test is now, I'm just going to go grab the hose pipe, I'm going to bang that in there, fill it up quarter full, just so it goes over the top of that pipe, and then I'm going to cap my hand over the end of there and make sure that I've got no leaking, weeping bits or anything coming from the inside of there around the outside of the barrel. And if that's number one done, then we're just going to rinse and repeat 2 and 3, get them done exactly the same. Pipe work on the inside, and I'm hoping, sorry that is dark in there guys, I'm hoping that's showing up in there. Like I say, pipe on the inside, hopefully you can see, pipe on the inside there, bulkhead fitting there, comes over, elbows down, and it's literally a couple of millimetres off the bottom of that drum just down there then. So all the muck and rubbish, when flushed out, should get lifted, sucked up and pulled straight out. That's the theory. Fingers crossed it worked. So fingers crossed it works. So we'll see. I'm going to get these drilled, get these bits done. At least then I've got the waste away out done. It is going to be a process of elimination, guys. I am kind of basing this upon the Wrighty's filter barrel system, but with my own little spin on it at the end of the day, because I want to try do something myself and see how it works. My own little filter system which I made outside in the first water butt, it's basically going to be based upon the same design, and hopefully we get some positive results. That one little one has kept that pond crystal clear, so fingers crossed as we get 3 of them doing the same job, and I may even add the 4th one on yet, we should have a good result. So we'll see. I'll get back to you in a tick, show you next stage. See you soon. Right guys, so I'm going to fill it up, see if we've got any leak, see what happens. Hose pipe in. It definitely lifts and flows out from the 2mm gap on the underside. You can see there. Hopefully, now if I block this up, just checking to make sure that it's definitely got over the level. 0 leaks so far. Get a nice good flow coming out of there, so it's going to flush off all that waste. And as you can see, it's well over the pipe right there, well over the top, and we have some splash back around the barrel now, but we have no leaks from the barrel. So there we go, guys. The valve in, compression fitting, PTFE tape, no need for CT1, no need to smear shit all over outside your barrel, it just ain't needed. A little bit of PTFE tape creates your perfect seal. So don't worry if you don't ever get any fittings like these coming without the rubber or the rubber seal. Bang some PTFE tape, round it nice, get plenty on, a good couple of millimetres thick, feed it through wherever you're going, nip it up nice and tight, job's a good one. And as you can see there, that did have some decent flow coming out of there, so when this barrel system's filled up, that will be flushing a lot of muck out of there. Chuffed to bits with that so far. So, right, let's get back to it. Right guys, so second barrel, as you can see there, different barrels, got a little white coating on the inside, so I'm going to give a second barrel of water test and see if that one works. Sorry about the camera work. Right, as you can see there, it's flowing out. I'm going to put my hand over it now and check it, make sure there's no leaks. No leaks at all, flushes out nice and good. As you can see there, no leaks around the bottom, that's just what's splashed on from me letting my hand off. So no weeping, no leaking. Overflowing and running away. Right, there we go guys. That's the second one, been done, been sealed once again. No PTFE tape, no silicone, no seal other than PTFE tape. Works a treat. Right, get back to you on the third one. Right, so, slowish process guys, but I'm trying to do it steady away so I don't get any mistakes, any cock-ups. Now these aren't bonded at the moment, they're still loose, need to be sealed up, but we've got 2 gate valves on, and then need to drill out again. There's the hole, there's a piece that I drilled out of this one, slightly off centre, purposely, because I want it lower at the bottom. And again, the first one, slightly off centre, because I want it at the bottom. Now if anybody wants to copy the idea, I'd do the same, because you can then get the let me see if I can get this torch to work again. This torch is dodgy. There we go. So hopefully you can see inside there, water tested, and I put a white one on there because I had one and at the end of the day it's not going to be seen, so it doesn't make a difference. So the bulkhead's in, and the drain sits literally millimetres off the bottom. That's why I put it slightly off centred. Again, in there, slightly off centred. hopefully my idea is when we flush this system out, the water goes down. As it makes its way down, that'll be sucking up all the crap off the bottom, out, through to the waste, into this one, gone. So far so good. It's working. Up to press. We're going to dry fit them all, then get the pipes made and measured up for the middle bits, drill this one out, and I'll show you show you what I'm doing. It's going to be a lot easier to do with two hands obviously, so I won't completely finish it, but all I'm doing is holding the drill, because we've already got a hole there. Now there's two ways you can do this. Sometimes you can put a piece of wood on the inside. What I'm doing is slightly off centre, so I'm just going to that sort of line there, and I'm holding the drill nice and steady between my hands and the barrel between my legs, and I'm letting the drill spin up, and then just making the first point of the mark there till I get a tiny little groove. Oops, sorry. Just till I get a tiny little groove here at this point. Once I get that tiny little groove cutting and going, then I put a bit of further forward pressure to straighten up the drill, and as I straighten up the drill, it then starts cutting a bit further, a bit further, a bit further, until eventually you get the full circle going. Once you've got the full circle going, job's good, it's gone, drilled out. So you can do it, it's just got to be steady. Two done so far, third one to go. I'll get back to you in a tick. Right, just so you can see what I'm meaning. Now, as you can see there, I hold the drill in my hand, I get it going. Once I've got it going and into that little bit of a groove there, then I can start it going, because I've already just nice and steady, keep it going, and then keep increasing the pressure, and eventually you end up with a full circle, and then all you need to do is just continue drilling. There we go, drill it all the way out. So you can do them when you've already got a pre-existing hole. The other way to do it is when you've got a pre-existing hole, sometimes put a piece of timber on the back, something like that, so you can do something like that with it. Job's a good one. So there we go, that's that one. Just felt there's a little bit of a lug there that I just need to trim off with a bit of blade. Bit of a deburr them. Now there's another way you can deburr really easy, guys. A lot of people go, oh, I'll run around it with a blade and I'll get rid of it. Yeah, well, I like to make things easy, guys. Want to get rid of a burr? Get rid of a burr. Burn it off. Burr's gone. Job done. No messing around with blades. And it's gone. It just melts away with your fingertip. Job done. Let it cool down. Sorted. You don't need to be messing around with Stanley knife blades and everything else to trim them all out. Just warm them with a heat gun or burn them off with a blowtorch. Deburred. Right, guys, I shall get back to fitting the valve on the inside of that one, and I'll get back to you in a bit. Right, guys, so barrel number 3 filling up. Going to do the water test on it again, see if we've got any leaks. Get it into position again for you to see. Just there on this one, a slight weed. I'll just give it another nip up and check it again. Be right back. Right, so test 2, nipped it up. Fingers crossed we cure the leak. That's filling up. I'll pop you down in front again, see if you can see if it leaks. No leaks so far. There we go, job done. Flowing away, no leaks seeping out the top now, just nipped it up a little bit more. Job's a good one, works a treat. Flush it out, it's nice. Job's a good one, third barrel done. Right, get back to you in a tick. Right then, so let's go pop this one on into position and then we can get the connections made. And then we just need to get the other holes drilled out. I'm only going to dry fit these and test them. Move that net to one side, move that net out at work. So we will have gate valve on. This gate valve on. Not solvent welded yet, just pushed into position. First one on, push into position. Piece of pipe between them two now. T-junction. One T. So we keep them flowing away. Now which would be the better way? Would be that way around. Hang about, bear with me 1 second guys. So that's the positioning, not that way around, that way around. So it comes from the barrel straight into the floor. Take that one off, spin that one round. Onto the barrel, onto the barrel. Piece of pipe between that one, and then the piece of pipe from here out the shed wall and into the soakaway area. So a piece of pipe now cut for all these, so I'll get them cut. Once I've got those all cut, I'll get back to you in a second. There you go guys, just so you can see them, they're all in good condition. Oh, oops, spoke to them a little bit then. All feeding well. And here comes up the new one there in the middle. Up for a mouthful. It's already going way darker, its colours have changed a heck of a lot. But everybody's feeding. The chag's still got a little bit of a mark on its nose, but hopefully come this summer and some nice warm waters, be completely gone then. It did look like it almost gone, but it's a bit of a mark there again, but something no. It'll come good, no infection, it's just a slightly different shade than the rest of its nose, the rest of its head. But everybody's up, everybody's feeding, everybody's doing good. And we'll get this these pipes cut and we'll get back to you in a tick. Right, so you go guys. What I've done is I've come out through the shed, good circle area around the pipe, as you can see there. That way then I can get a full bead of silicone around the pipe, and I can also then seal up the gap around it with a nice silicone bead, mask it off in a square, and then I can make sure that I get no penetration seeping back into the shed and keep it watertight, and also prevent the timber from rotting. So comes out of there then, down into a little elbow and into a little piece, just a piece of pipe, an offcut that I've trimmed up and made into a flatter section so that it can disperse away. I might do away with that piece, but it's just literally just screwed in at the moment. Could shorten this up, but I just want it to be away from the foundation of the shed and off the concrete pad. So that's the waste plumbed out, and this like I said, this is the box little triangle behind the back of my shed. It's just dead land. I just need to come in, cut back all these weeds, clean up all the mess, bag it all up and get rid of it all, and then it'll just have a soil soak away. So right, take you on the inside and let you have a look at that. So there we go, it's all dry fit at the moment. I'm not going to solvent it up till I've got the other pieces in place as well, so I can keep it all in one structural position. As you can see, that barrel's got a bit more of a gap than that one. I just need to level them up, get them straightened out, get them sorted. Put the re-insulate round back round there again, like I say, with a bit of silicone on this side, and then foil tape it all off nice and neat. One gate valve in, two gate valves in, three gate valves in, and that's it for now. So that's where we're up to at press. Tomorrow I shall hopefully be getting a little bit more done for you all to have a look at. We can keep progressing through it till it's done. Just pop these lids back on so we can have a bit of an idea as to what it'll look like. That will be the filter system, that's the waste. All I need to do now tomorrow, see my battery's just gone dead on the drill, so putting that on charge. Bulkhead through on here. Hope you can see that. Bulkhead coming through, but it'll be, well, actually, it's going to be coming in. Hopefully you can see there. Bulkhead through on there, popping all out through that wall there, and then down again with a pipe and running it towards the bottom drain on the pond. And then these ones, like I said before, one in here, down to this one in here, upfill through that one, down to this one in here, and then upflow to the side and down through back to return. So there we go, there's a little bit, first bit done, along with a few trips here, there and everywhere, and visiting my family. So for now guys, right guys, well, so far that's what we've got up to. It's a work in progress, obviously. Hopefully tomorrow I can get myself out and pick up some more bits and bats, get a few more pieces, a few more bits of pipe, a couple more elbows, and I'm going to need to obviously get the pipe work for the 2-inch bulkheads then for the return. Then I'm going to need to get myself sorted out with bottom drain and the new pump, and then it's just a case of finish off the internals. What I'm thinking about doing is, above all those pipes that I've got going in, is putting some of this in so that they've got like a grid work to sit on the top, over the top of the pipe work. I can get my air stones underneath the grid work, and once I've got the air stones underneath the grid work, then the air stones will be able to bubble away, put some media in, the jack mounting in the first one, moving bed, static bed in the second, or whether I go static bed to the first, I'll make my mind up when I decide. But one way, it'll be either static, moving, biological, and then mechanical polishing stage as it returns back through and then into the pond. So hopefully it's going to work. You don't know till you try, do you? Give it a go. Like I say, so far the new water butt that I bought was £19.99. About 65 quid's worth of gate valves, bulkhead fittings and 2-inch bulkhead fittings, a bit of solvent cement, and the elbows and bits of pipe that I bought today is probably about a total of 75 quid plus the 20 quid for the new drum, the new water barrel. So far we're about 100 quid in for what I'm doing. Like I said, the filter insulation and everything else we did cost me just shy of a tenner, I think. So max tops so far about 120 quid. So if we can keep doing it along that, obviously the pump's going to cost me more and the retro bottom drain's going to cost me more, but if I can get the filter system built for 350, 400, all done, up and running, and then my pond build on top of that, it's not going to be too bad a job. It's going to be pond building and pond keeping on a budget, so to speak. So that, I hope that's helped any here. Anybody that's had any similar idea or any similar sort of plans of doing something, you can see how I've done mine there. And I will obviously try to break it down as much as I possibly can so you can see, but if anybody needs anything, you know, or wants any more info or whatever, feel free, you can get in touch. Email address is in the description on my bio. So until then,
Till next time guys, usual thing, if you could do me a huge favour, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and until next time, keep smiling. Thank you very much for all those who have subscribed, really do appreciate it guys. Till next time, catch you on the next one, see you soon.